All right, class, this is 3.3 WU warm-up, how to read a ruler in inches, okay? So usually this is what I do in a classroom. If we were in school, I would spend a good day or two just doing this with the students until they become comfortable before assigning any problems. But because we are doing DL and I can't physically give you a ruler and teach you how to do this, we are going to try to use this worksheet that I found on the web, and I'm just, copying it and using it. And hopefully I do an okay job that you can, after the worksheet or watching this video, you are able to read a ruler, okay, visually. All right, so this is a ruler. This is part of ruler, okay? It starts right here at 0, okay? And your ruler goes all the way down here. So this is just half, a part of it. And here you see a 1, a 2, and a 3, okay? So this is actually 1 inch. This is 2 inches. This is 3 inches. So just so that you understand, a ruler is a tool that we use to measure distance, okay? So when they say 1 inch, what they are really talking about is this distance here. From 0 to that mark is 1 inch. When they say 2 inches, it is from 0 all the way to the second big long mark. That's 2 inches. When they say 3 inches, it's all the way from 0 all the way to that third mark, okay? So the big numbers are your whole inch marks, okay? And then what they do is they go between each inch and they divide it exactly into 2 equal parts, okay? So what do I mean by that? So between the 0 mark and the 1 inch mark, they divide it into 2 equal parts. Just like I was talking earlier, that candy bar, there are 2 people and you want to divide it into 2 equal parts so that nobody's going to be mad at you if you have to give it to 2 different people. That's what you're doing here, okay? So from 0 to 1 inch, you do that. So that's going to give this a distance of half an inch. So again, how far is that? It is from 0 to half of an inch. And this one here, this 1 inch mark is actually 2 over 2. Why? Because you got this 1/2 inch plus another 1/2 inch. So you have 1/2 plus 1/2, which is equal to 1, or 2 halves, 2 over 2, which reduces down to 1. Okay? But of course, you know that in math, we always simplify. And so instead of writing 2 over 2, we just write down 1. All right? So that's what you have there. Now, they keep doing this between every 2 whole numbers, okay? So let me just quickly go back and redo this. So between 0 and 1, they put a half march down, okay? And then also, between 0 and 2, they put a half mark in. Between 2 and 3, they put a half mark in. So this is actually 0 here. This is 1/2. Then you have 1 inch. Then you have 1.5. And then you have 2 inches. Then you have 2.5 inch, which is right here. And that's 3 and so forth. Okay, so remember, we're talking about distance. So 2.5 inch means from 0 all the way to this mark. That's how long that distance is. All right. Now, they keep dividing it into smaller and smaller parts, okay? So in this first part here, what they did is they divided into 2 equal parts. Now, in this second part, or not second part, but in this ruler here, when they have the 1/4 inch, what they did is instead of dividing the 1 inch into 2 equal parts, they divided into 4 equal parts, okay? So this is your 0, this is your 1 inch mark, and between 0 and 4 and 1, they divided that into 4 equal parts. Okay, same scenario. You have a candy bar, 4 people are there, you want to give it to all 4 people, it has to be equal, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and mark this for you. This is 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. The easiest way to get 1/4 of an inch is to divide it in half first, and then divide each half into half again, okay? So that's what you have. And again, these big red marks are your whole inch marks. All right, so let's do a little bit of labeling here. It's very important for you to really watch this closely so that you know what's going on. This is 1/4 of an inch, that first marking, okay? Now, you know that after that, this is this is 1/4 plus another 1/4, okay? So we are looking at 1/4 plus not 1/2, but 1/4 plus 1/4, that is 2/4, okay? So this is actually the 2/4 mark right here. But you know you can reduce that, okay? That's equal to 1/2, okay? So you will never see 2/4 on a ruler. It's always in simplified form, okay? So this is the 1/2 mark. Okay, that just means that the distance from 0 to that location is 1/2 inch long. Then you add 1/4 more to the 2/4, okay? So you get 2/4, add to 1/4, that gives you 3/4, okay? So where is that? This one here is 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. There are 3 of these, 3/4. Okay, you see that number right there? The number 3. There are 3 of those. Okay, 3 of those. Okay, so 3/4. Okay, so where's 3/4? 3/4 is right here. Okay, that's what you have. And of course, that last one, that one, you add one more 1/4 to it. That gives you 3/4 plus 1/4, that gives you 4/4, and again 4/4 is 1 inch, so you again will just see the number 1. Okay, so again, just to reiterate what I just said, okay, between each 1 inch mark they divided it into 4 equal parts. Each part is 1/4. All you need to do is keep counting and you will be able to get what you need. Okay, so I'm going to quickly erase this again. And again, just redo the same thing, talk about it in just a different way in case you did not catch me the first time, okay? All right, so this is 0, this is 1. I'm gonna put all the ones, the whole inch mark in purple. I'm gonna put all my fourths in orange. Here's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and I'm gonna label a few of these for you. Okay, so we already know this is 1/4 of an inch. This is 1/2, okay, or 2/2. Okay, if you need to do that, go ahead and do that, and you can always reduce later. Add one more to that, that's 3/4. Okay, and then this one is 4/4, which is 1, so I'll just leave it like that. Now, what about if you go to, let's say, A? Suppose I put the point A right here, okay? So this is A right there. How long is that? From 0, okay? So from 0, notice that you see the first whole number, which is 1. So it's at least 1. And then that's the first mark, which is the first 1/4 mark. So A is 1 1/4 inch away from 0. Okay, that's its distance. It's 1 1/4 inch. Oh, inches long. Okay, if I put B here and suppose this is the location of B, okay, then the distance that B is from 0 is all of this. Okay, how long is that? So again, we know that it's at least 1 inch, and then you count the fourths. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, so it's 3/4. So the answer is 1 3/4 of an inch. IN for inch. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do, let's say this one here, C. I'm gonna put it right there. Okay, so where is C? Okay, so from 0, it's at least 1 inch, 2 inches, and then that's the first 1/4 mark, so it's gonna be 2 1/4 inches. All right, so I hope that this helps you be able to do your assignments. But before we close this video, there's one more thing we need to do. Okay, now this is another way of explaining this. Okay, so this is again a section of your ruler. It always starts from 0, although they don't always write it down. And then this first number is 1. I want you to count the number of markings or the number of sections that you see between 0 and 1. Okay, let's go and do that. Okay, if you count, you will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 of these. Okay, so each section is 1/8 of an inch. This is 2/8 of an inch. 3/8 of an inch, 4/8, and then 5/8, and so on. Okay, but just remember, 3/8 is actually the distance from 0. Okay, so this is actually 3/8. Okay, that's how long it is. And of course, also remember that you can also reduce these, okay? So I can divide 2 and 8 by 2, that gives me 1/4. I can divide 4 by 2, 8 by 2, and that gives me 2 over, oh, did I make a mistake here? No, that it's gonna give me, I can divide 4 by 4 and divide 8 by 4. And so that's gonna give me a 1/2. Okay, and if this is 6/8 and this is 7/8, so for this one here I can also reduce. I can divide 6 and 8, both of those numbers, by the same number 2, and so that's gonna reduce us down to 3/4. Okay, but there's nothing wrong with just marking it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/8. The only thing is you have to always reduce your answers in math. All right, okay, one more here. So they'll go all the way to 16 little marks between a 0 and 1. So I'm sure you guessed it. 1/16 is this distance. And then this one is 2/16, 3/16, 4/16, 5/16 is the next one here. Okay, and that's always the distance from 0. Okay, so I think I'll just leave here. I know that many of you have seen this before, so you probably don't need this review, but a few students have just immigrated to the US, so they've never seen a ruler before, so this is very, very hard for them. So that's why I'm spending a lot of time doing this. Because this is over DL, I know it's going to be very hard, so I don't expect everybody to master how to read a ruler in inches, you know, when it comes to 1/16 of an inch, okay, but 1/8 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch, and of course 1/2 of an inch, everybody should be able to do a great job doing that, okay? If we go to hybrid or in class, then we will have to revisit this lesson, and we will have to make sure that everybody knows how to read a ruler precisely to 1/16 of an inch. All right, so I'll stop the video right here. But before I stop, we're just gonna do a little bit of reading here, okay? All right, so example 1. They want you to, let's see here, it says line up the left end of the ruler with the edge. So I'm just gonna give the reading, okay? So example 1, okay, how long is that distance from 0? All right, how long is this distance? Okay, so based on what we just did, it's at least 2 inches. Okay, and then that looks like that's the small markings. Okay, so I'm counting after the long bar 2, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So those are the very, very small markings. So there must be 7/16. So the answer to this is 7/16. Okay, and sometimes you have to round, and when you measure, you always round up. Okay, always round out. That way, all of us will have the same answer. And that's also because all the rulers are not the same. They are not that accurate because you know, they get banged into other things, and you may lose, or they may be chipped, and so not everybody will get the same answer. But if we always round up, hopefully most of us will get the answer. Okay, I'm just going to do a few more here, and then I'm going to leave you right here after this one, okay? So identify the units mark on the ruler below. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 problems. Okay, where is 1? Okay, 1 is right here. And I could see that that is one of the smallest sections, so that must be 1/16. Okay, if you want to, you can even count. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 16. So you know that that is something over 16. Okay, what it does is that something. It is 1, 2. Okay, so it's actually 2/16. But you know, you should be able to reduce that because we can divide 2 by 2. You could also divide 16 by 2, so that's 1/8 of an inch. Okay, that would be the measurement for 1. And of course 4, that's an easy one. We already know that that small marking is 1/16 of an inch. Always keep your units next to your numbers. Number 5, okay, number 5, if you count, that looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4. over 16. And again, always reduce your answers. You can divide 4 by 4, that's 1. Divide 16 by 4, that's 4. So that's going to be 1/4 of an inch. And the 2, again, if you just go ahead and count, you will get 8 over 16. Okay, so again, just in case you don't see what I'm thinking about or doing in my head, I just counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8 of those, and I know that they are together, 16 of those. Okay, so that's 8 over 16. If I reduce that, that gives me 1/2. So that is the measurement for my number 2. And the last one, number 3, it's exactly at 1 inch. All right, you can finish this exercise and submit it to Schoology. Okay, thank you.